What's up, y'all? I'm Madeline. We are gonna have a hip-focused flow, 15 to 20-ish minutes today. So the hips are such a huge joint in the body. They experience all different directions and forces in terms of motion that we find throughout the day, just kind of moving ourselves through the world. And so this practice, I think, can be great at any time, whether it is post-workout, focusing on the legs or not focusing on the legs, or maybe you're just feeling a little bit of tightness and tension in the hips. Perhaps you're looking for something a little bit beyond just the physical and want to experience a little bit deeper of an emotional release. Again, I feel like this practice can apply to just about anyone, I hope. We're going to be feeling into it. So blocks are an option, not required. A blanket, if you have one, might be helpful, but we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we're actually going to start just sitting down right here and finding some movement in our seated 90-90 position. So 90-90, you've got three angles, one being your front. In this case, it's my right leg, right angle at the knee joint, a right angle when the right inner hip and left hip meet, and then as well a right angle through the back line of the left knee. Important thing to remember here as we move from 90-90 with our right foot forward to 90-90 with our left foot forward is to get the motion coming from the hip. So it's easy to just kind of, dump out and let the spine and the upper body do a lot of the work. So try to stay lifted here. It might be helpful to pop a blanket underneath your hips. But that's where we'll begin. So find your 90-90. On either side works, but I have my left foot in front of me right now. You want to stay nice and bright and alive through the toes and the feet on both legs. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, remember, find that pull and that lift through the hips. You should feel all of that motion coming from the hip joints when you find 90-90 over to the other side. So we'll just roll through that a couple more times. Again, really, you can also do it with no hands. You might be inching a little bit off of the mat like I am. Just coming straight for y'all. And once you get to the opposite side that you started, maybe scoot yourself back on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Find, again, that length through the crown of the head. And then exhale, fold over your right leg. And again, you want to stay nice and active through the core, pulling the belly button up and over as opposed to losing that integrity through the spine. If you can keep that integrity, again, maybe a block comes underneath your forearms here. Just breathe. Good. If you've got the block, take it out to the side. Bring your fingertips back to the earth, and then press your right knee, or I guess your front knee, whichever one, into center. Try to lift the front foot, front leg, even though it doesn't go anywhere. Beautiful. Relax. Now, ground down through the back knee. Lift the back leg up. Keep that length in the spine. And lower. Beautiful. Raise the back knee, and again, take it over to the other side. So 90-90 on the opposite side. Find what you need. Breathe in, find that spinal extension. Then exhale, hinge at the hips. One side might feel different than the other. Just noticing, acknowledging those differences. 2 more breaths right here. Rise back up on an inhale. Ground down through your front knee. Lift the front foot. Lift, lift, lift. Even if it doesn't really go anywhere. Whew, relax. Ground down through the back knee. Lift the back foot. Breathe. Relax. Lift the back knee. Beautiful. Ground your palms down behind you. Bring both feet to touch. And you might want to scoot your hips back a little bit if you need some more room in your butterfly. Can use this grip of the ankles, this tension to, again, find that length all the way from the tailbone, through the spine, back of the skull, crown of the head. Breathe in. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Couple of nice deep breaths here. If you have it available, you can use your elbows to drive your knees a little bit closer to the earth. And again, avoid flexing through the spine. What do I mean by that? By just rounding over as opposed to lifting and pulling your heart and your belly button as far, 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 far forward as you possibly can before you lose that nice long straight line. Take one more breath. Come back to center, close the knees, maybe give them a rock from side to side, passively. And then come into a tabletop pose. Move a little bit more through the spine. On an inhale, cow. Drop the belly, shine the heart. Exhale, cat. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Gaze goes back all the way between the legs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once more, breathe in, cow pose. Cat spine on the out breath. Maybe linger here, rocking the hips from side to side, and finding a neutral tabletop when you're ready. Ground down through the palms and the left knee. Activate through the core. Lift the right leg directly out to the side. Your right knee is bent. Lift, lift, lift. Squeeze through the right glute. Try to keep as equal pressure through the palms as possible. Lift the back sole of the right foot so that you're trying to stamp the ceiling. Stamp a little bit higher. Breathe for 3. Active through the core for 2. And 1, close that off. Right knee comes to the earth. We're going to take those hip circles 3 more times in that direction with that amount of intention. So lifting the right knee out to the side, kicking it up, bringing it back down. Lift, kick, down once more, lift, kick, and down. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to kick, go back so that the sole of the right foot is stamping the ceiling, out to the side with the right knee, all the way forward and back down. So 3 more just like that, nice and slow. Sending all of that awareness to the right hip, blocking out through everything else. Good. Relax the right knee down. Take it over to the left. Ground down through the palms, push the earth away. Breathe in. And exhale, lift the left knee out to the side. Try to make sure that nothing else moved. You can keep those right toes tucked if you need a little bit more stability here. Active through the left ankle, left foot, and then we kick the sole of the left foot up to the sky, lighting up through the left glute. Breathe here. Kick a little bit higher. And right knee comes down to meet, or left knee rather, comes down to meet the right. So we'll take that 3 more times. Lift it out to the side, up and back to center, side, back, center, once more, side, back, center, and then we'll take it the other way. Lift it back, take it out to the side, and back to center, straight back. If you've lost that tension, pulling the belly button into the spine, find it. And keep breathing, one more. Beautiful. Tuck the toes on an inhale. And downward facing dog on the breath out. Send those hip bones nice and high. Roll the shoulders down your spine. Settle into the breath. Greet the shape however it feels good, whether that's pressing into opposite foot and opposite palm, or maybe finding some gentle shakes and nods of the head. On your next breath in, send your right leg high. And exhale, bend through the right knee. Find those same hip circles. 3 going forward with so much care and attention. 3 going back. Also giving attention to the pressure through the palms, making it as equal as we can. Straighten through the right knee on your next inhale. And exhale, right knee to your right elbow. Flex the right foot, step it on the outside of your right palm. Low runner's lunge. Ground your back leg all the way to the earth. And you can stay lifted on the palms here. You can also grab some blocks underneath your palms if that makes this a little bit more accessible for you. You can also come down to the forearms. Again, just kind of exploring any props if you've brought them. Exploring the space. Maybe you walk your fingers kind of around in space over to the left side of the mat or over to the right, just lingering where you find those points of tension. And breathing there. Take one more breath. And then ground down through your left palm, maybe a block underneath your left palm. Send your right arm all the way up to the sky. And as you round it back, kick the left heel towards the left glute, finding a beautiful quad stretch on the left side. You can undulate with the breath here. As you exhale, move into the space. As you inhale, gather up more. And stay in that tightest range. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. Release that foot down. Tuck the back left toe. Lift the back left knee, and then walk the right foot all the way over to the right side of your mat, finding a pigeon, but we're not going to sleep into it just yet. So I invite you to stay active and lifted in this pigeon posture. You can gaze over your right shoulder and make sure that left knee, ankle, hip, everything is aligned. Active through the front right shin. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, you can settle into this shape. If your back right knee is super lifted, you can pop a block underneath it. I personally, when I am going down and finding my sleeping pigeon, I like the block right in front of me so that my chest can rest right on it. And 5 nice, deep, slow, rhythmic breaths here. When you are ready, plant the palms, move any blocks or props out of the way. Tuck the back left toes. Lift the back left knee as you ground down through the palms. Lift the right foot high, three-legged dog. Deep breath. And exhale, you can just scorpion tail, or you can flip it all the way around for flip dog or wild thing. And again, feel free to find some movement here, bending through the knees if it feels good. Beautiful. Find a high plank. And then downward facing dog, hip shift up and back. Left leg goes high. Bend through the left knee. And then find those hip circles. Slow, sending all of the energy to that hip socket. And go the other way. Find length in the left knee, breathe in. And exhale, left knee to left elbow, flex through the left toes, left heel, or ankle rather. And then left foot steps outside of your left palm. And slowly sink in. Another option to find here is our sunbathing lizard, grounding the opposite palm down in front from the opposite foot. So grounding down through right palm, my left foot is forward, and then pressing my left knee away with my left palm gazing up to the sky. 3 or so more breaths here for you to explore. And then lift back onto your palms if you've lost them. Ground down through your right palm. Send your right fingertips high to the sky. Circle sweep all the way back as you catch the outside or the inside of your lifted right foot. Inhale, find that beautiful twist. And exhale, move back like you're wringing a towel. Inhale, find the space. And exhale, bring yourself deeper into it. Stay right there. Breathe. Release that. When you are ready, ground down through your right palms. Lift the back knee, heel toe the left foot all the way over. Ground the left knee down, and this front left shin does not have to be perfectly parallel to the top line of the mat. You can have that heel pulled in a little bit further towards you, but wherever you are, just find that active shape first for a few breaths, like you're pulling yourself up and out of your hip girdle. Press the earth away energetically with your front right shin, back right knee, top of the back right foot. Breathe in. And exhale, move into your sleeping pigeon. And finding any props you might want. Not staying tied to one thing in particular, just exploring, seeing what one thing can bring you, whether it's closer or further away from where you want to go. At least now you know. A couple more deep breaths here. Slowly start to come out of this shape. Tucking the back toe, lift the back right knee, ground down through the palms, and send the left leg high, bend the left hip, and Again, find maybe just a gentle float and flip dog. And make your way back to high plank. Lower the knees, wide-legged child's pose. So if it feels good, bring the knees as wide as they would like to go. And walk the fingers out, forehead resting against the earth, or maybe a block if there's a little bit of space between your forehead and the earth or your mat. Slowly lift the forehead, walk your fingertips back in. And then we'll come to sit on our bottom. And just close off a little bit through the hips to round us out. So we'll find, I'm not sure why I can't remember the English name for it. I'm sure it will come to me at some point. But right knee stacked directly over the left. You can also find the opposite shape with the arms. So lifting the right arm overhead, palm facing towards you, and then palm still facing towards you. Bring it towards the back line of the body. And then left arm, palm facing towards the back of the room, circles around, and maybe you've got a towel or a strap to support you. Perhaps you can find those points of contact. Take a deep breath in. Press the back of the head into the right forearm, gazing up, and then exhale, folding over. If at any point this bind does not serve you through the arms, you can let it go. I just find that it takes those lines of tension all the way through the torso. This can sometimes feel nice. Take one more breath here. And then rise up, activate the core to get there. Unravel the arms. Maybe give them a little bit of a shake. And then we'll take it to the other side. So right knee now on the bottom. Left knee is on top. And again, maybe sitting up on a blanket might help here. Take a nice deep breath in. Find the opposite shape with the arms. So left palm is now up towards the sky, facing you, other palm facing away. And this side might feel totally different than the other one. That's okay. Take a deep breath in. Find lift all the way through the crown of the head. Pressing through the back side of the skull, and exhale, fold over. One more breath. Send the hips down to the earth, activate the core, pull everything back up, and come to an easy seat. Your Sukhasana. Reach the arms tall overhead. Bring the palms and finger pads to touch, and then thumbs straight down into heart space. Slight tuck of the chin. Thank your hips for being here, for carrying you in and out of every single room, every opportunity, every lesson. Thank you for being here. Bring your thumbs up to the space between your eyebrows. Take one final deep breath in. And exhale, we bow to seal our practice.